It's flour, water, salt, and yeast. Stop freaking out about it. Heyo! What is up, YumSizzlers? Today we got a double feature, making some quick everything bagel flatbread, and we're gonna pair that with the fluffiest, quickest, easiest hummus recipe. This is a great weekday snack, weekend snack. Bring it over your friends, watch some football. Don't do that during coronavirus, but eat it on your couch while binge watching Netflix. Oh show. I'm gonna start now with the flatbread. What we're doing here is just working with really basic baker's percentages. What I mean by that is that every bread that you make is going to operate off of a base percentage of hydration. I'm just gonna be using 300 grams of flour. That should give us a flatbread about this big, maybe about kind of like a personal pizza size amount of dough. So I'm gonna start with 300 grams of flour, and then I'm going to add in 70% hydration, which is going to be 210 grams of warm water. One of the other percentages in the baker's percentage is salt. I'm gonna go for about 6 or 7 grams of salt here. I added in 4 grams of dry yeast, and I think that that's going to be enough to get a little bit of a rise, but not make it too fluffy or to overproof it super quick. We don't want the yeast to eat up all that sugar immediately. The best mixing utensil, as usual, is the good old-fashioned wooden spoon, only we're not going to use the spoon part, we're going to use the back end of it. We're gonna end up with 210 grams of water going in here, and it's warm water. Taking the back of my spoon, the flat part of the spoon, I'm just going to mix it until all of this is combined. There's only one more thing that we're going to add to the shaggy ball of dough, and that's a heaping teaspoon of Greek yogurt. You could use regular yogurt, you could use a little bit of buttermilk. All we're looking for is a cultured milk product. Sour cream would work, just so that it'll add a little bit more suppleness to the dough and give it maybe a little bit more of a naan-like texture. My dough's all mixed, everything is in there, flour, water, salt, yeast, and a little bit of Greek yogurt. I'm gonna cover this now and let it sit at room temperature or a little hotter if you have a hot spot around. Let it sit for about 2 hours and then we're gonna be good to go. While my dough is resting, I'm gonna get to work on this hummus. I got my food processor. You can use a blender, that's no biggie. Just make sure that it has a top that you can squeeze stuff into or pour stuff into while it's on. First thing I'm gonna pop in is this clove of garlic. Next I'm gonna take a lemon. I'm gonna squeeze in this lemon juice. Oh, my lemon! Ah! So I got my garlic and my lemon juice in the food processor. Now I'm gonna add in a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of cumin. Into the lemon juice, garlic, and cumin and salt, I'm gonna add in this entire jar of tahini. Now that all of our base layers are in here, I'm just gonna give it a whirl, and as it whirls, I'm gonna add in a little bit of ice water. It's critical that this is ice water. Don't use room temperature, don't use warm water, use ice water. While adding the water, the tahini mixture will get lighter in color and much smoother and fluffier. And that's exactly what we want. That's gonna provide the best base for our hummus. Once that tahini is all blended up with the spices and the lemon juice and the garlic, I'm gonna add in these 2 cans of chickpeas. I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna pour in the rest of our water. It's about a cup in total. That's it, hummus done. That took about 4 minutes. So all I'm gonna do now, grab a spatula, spoon it into a bowl. This will keep for 4 to 5 days in the fridge if you put some saran wrap over it. It'll also keep in the freezer, so feel free to take half of this, stick it in the freezer, keep for about a month in there. No biggie. There you have it, the easiest, lightest, fluffiest, creamiest, smoothest hummus that you can make at home without having to deal with 24 hours of soaking ingredients. Nobody's got time for that. Alright guys, it's been 2-ish hours. My dough has about doubled in size. You're gonna say, but Dan, that looks super clumpy still. Oh, it looks really ugly like dough. Shouldn't you have kneaded it? No, you're wrong. This dough is perfect. So, it's pretty high hydration. That's not a big deal. There's one key thing that you have to know when dealing with dough. Don't be afraid of the dough. Don't be afraid of the dough. What I'm gonna do is give my board a good dusting of flour. We're gonna get this right onto our floured surface. Once this is on our surface, I'm gonna flour it a little bit just so that my life gets a little bit easier. I'm gonna flatten it out. All I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take one end, fold it in. I'm gonna take the other end, fold it in. I'm gonna take one end here, fold it over. Good. And then I'm gonna take these, fold them in, and pinch my sides together. And then I'm gonna pop it down, and using the tension of the cutting board, I'm gonna just make a nice little ball. If you start to stick, that's exactly what we're kind of looking for. We're just gonna use our hands, draw the dough towards us, draw the dough towards us. Awesome. I got my dough in a ball, I got it covered in plastic wrap. I'm gonna let it sit for 30 minutes or so while my oven preheats and my pizza stone gets super hot. Then I'm gonna shape it, brush it with some olive oil, slam some everything bagel seasoning on there, pop it in the oven, and we got flatbread. My flatbread is seasoned and it is ready to go into the oven. My pizza stone's been in there for probably 30 to 45 minutes already, so it's blazing hot and we're good to put it up. Set my timer for 10 minutes. I got my bread in the oven. We're looking for something nice and crispy, and this is a perfect time for me to finish up my hummus. I'm gonna take a spoon and I'm gonna create a divot around the outside. Fill that with some extra virgin olive oil, nice and flavorful. And then I'm going to put my special secret ingredient on there, which is some ground sumac. Sumac has this nice, tangy, citrusy flavor to it, and it plays really nicely with the hummus. Flatbread was in for 10 minutes. It came out looking perfect. I'm gonna slice it up. I'm gonna serve it with this hummus, and we're cooking with fire. There we got it, guys. Everything flatbread, basic hummus. Nothing could be better than this. Easy snack, healthy snack. Enjoy it. Keep yum sizzling on. Talk to you guys soon.